You are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to guys, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. You are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to guys, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful.
Holla at us next week, man.
No doubt, man, and definitely shout out to the family liberationmindedmedia.net. That is Black Eye Stand, Do the Knowledge Radio, The Rundown with Renee, and My Skin is My Sin. And don't forget to share the show, man. If you check it out today, or if you check it out next week, or if you check it out in 1,000 years, and if you are that motherfucker that digs this up in 1,000 years, you are the most phenomenal individual to ever walk the galaxy for digging up this greatness and still share our shit, man. Shout out to you. Don't forget to check out the websites, emeraldshell.com, designsbymonet.com, and myskinismysin.net.
And you are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin presents another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio. And today we got one of the realest brothers you will ever meet, one of the downest brothers for our people you will ever find, Negus from the People's Action. What's going on, King? How you doing?
Oh man, everything's everything. Actually out in the field right now.
As usual, getting in touch with your ass is a miracle in and of itself.
Yeah.
Just
How working
you feeling,
for the people,
bro?
man. Oh, I'm feeling good, man. About to get it in, man. Try to continue to politicize our people and educate them, and put in the work. That's pretty much what we're doing, Doc.
What you getting into today? Where you at now?
Well, right now I'm at Brandon's Liquor Store, Coonville's Brandon's Liquor Store. It's over here on Puritan and Coyle in the city of Detroit. We had an incident that happened on March 12th. A lady who has a mental disability who got into a car accident in 1997, who suffered severe traumatic brain injury, which caused her to be cognitively impaired, which basically she has the mind of a child, was recently on March 12th beaten by a Chaldean. For those who don't know what a Chaldean is, it's basically another ethnicity of Arab. Even though Arab is considered an ethnicity, Chaldean is they don't, it's kind of confusing, but basically let's just say is the Arab. And he dragged her from inside the liquor store, got on top of her and beat her into a bloody pulp in front of 4 black men. This happened on March 12th, and the reason he dragged her inside the liquor store is because she was panhandling. So we're here now. This is our second demonstration. We're actually our third. This is our third demonstration in support of the family. And we're here to, to demonstrate, man. And this Chaldean, man, his name is Sam. He's been in the community, and he thinks he can do what he want to do. Thinks he can go ahead and slap people around, and there's no consequences. And he got some support from the community. I mean, we had a whole bunch of coons out here barbecuing not too long ago, talking about he was a good man and she's a demon. So we out here, man. We just out here putting in the work, and we about to get started.
That one was a tough one too.
Oh, it is.
And just from like I'm a nurse, man. So kind of dealing with some of my patients that have had some mental issues going on. Like their neighborhood looks at them totally different than rational people, so to speak. Not to say that their neighborhood isn't rational, but they've witnessed a pattern of behavior that's extreme for a long time.
Right.
And that's tough to live with, especially when some of them can be violent. However, getting your ass beat for doing nothing, man, is ridiculous. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, the problem is that a lot of us, mental illness and mental disability in the Black community has been normalized. I mean, when you think about it, living in poverty within itself is a form of trauma. So we have been desensitized to individuals who are out here who are mentally challenged or mentally disabled. And because of that, we hold them to the same standards as we would someone who can think, normal like me and you. And there has to be an exception when you
Yeah.
think about people who don't have those same kind of cognitive abilities, and we're yet still judging and holding them. They had a when we did our rally 2 weeks ago, they had a pornography a video, porno video of the lady, and
Oh,
it was a black woman, unfortunately too. It was a black woman that was sharing that around as though that was going to be a deterrent for us to say, hey, because they got a video of this woman doing something that she normally wouldn't do, if she had the cognitive ability, is that for a reason for us to step away? And that's completely substantiates the reason why we're out here. Most people in their right mind wouldn't do those kind of things. So why would you think that that's gonna make us feel comfortable, make us inspire us to say, hey, they got a video of this woman doing some things that's unladylike. I'll use that word, and because of that, we should just go ahead and just stop supporting this woman. No, that's going to encourage us to do it even more.
that actually might be a crime.
That is a crime, because a mentally disabled woman can't
consent.
Can't give consent. So it's equivalent to sharing child pornography, in a sense. And this is the mindset that some of our people have in the community, is because we have been so acclimated to our environment, and we become just so desensitized and uneducated when it comes to people that have mental illness and mental disabilities, that we hold them to that same standard. And that's just completely preposterous and reprehensible.
So how's she doing now, though? She okay?
No, she's not okay. So after she received the head blows that she received from the store owner, she was leaking, bleeding. They got a video. You can look at it on social media. After that, she's been having seizures for several years. It had slowed down and stopped for about 2 years. After after my man beat on her, she started having seizures again at night. So he just basically erupted a whole series of seizures that she wasn't having for a while. Now it's come back because of him. So she's not doing that good. And then again, she don't even remember the incident because she got that severe trauma, brain injury. So she don't even remember what happened.
Wow.
Jeez. And like I said, man, this is a woman that cannot fend for herself. And I always say, we had these conversations. When you live in an impoverished community, that's trauma within itself, right? Yeah. I think about when I grew up on Oregon Street between Beechwood and Ironwood, and I can remember, and I forget this at times, but I can remember I used to hear gunshots every night. And then I remember when I went to go visit my children's mother, and she stayed in Detroit, and I was visiting her, and I heard gunshots, and I started like ducking, grabbing the kids, like, hey, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? This was a few years back, and she was just like, like, hey, what you panicking? Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, these bullets can come through the window and hit one of the kids.
We normalizing wartime shit.
We normalize it. And it's the same thing that we're experiencing right now, when we are so accustomed and seeing people who really shouldn't be out in the streets, and they really need to be they really should be catered to, guided and watched over. We so used to seeing them by themselves and unsupervised that we start to think that they can function and fend for themselves on their own, and they really can't. Governor Engler in the early 90s closed down most of the mental facilities in the state of Michigan because he wanted to expand the budget. And when he did that, and he said, well, most of them can be in group homes. Well, everybody can't be in group homes if your insurance, you don't have the finances. So a lot of these people is just out here like she is. I shared a picture because it really started to hit home. I shared a picture of her with her son in 1994. 1994. Yeah. It started to really hit people then. When people saw that picture, they said, damn. Because now they were able to see a woman before she had the severe injury.
They could see themselves in her at that point.
There you go. Yeah. And then people was like, see, they called her a crackhead. See, da 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 da. I said, well, look, even if she was a crackhead, what does that have to do with anything? Everybody has a story. It's crazy how in the black community, some of us are so judgmental, like we just self-righteous and we got our shit together. Like, like you go in the neighborhood and you don't see the trauma associated with the way things look. You don't see the trash. You don't see the garbage. You don't see the fiends and the alcoholics in the neighborhood looking dilapidated. That's a lot to deal with. That's associated with the trauma and the stress and the things and oppression that we incur from all the things that have happened over over decades and decades in Black America. You know what I mean? So man, we just as a collective, we have to be really more open-minded. We have to be more compassionate. We have to be more understanding, and we can't be dismissive. I said the most prejudiced person in America is Black people. Not the most racist, but the most prejudiced.
Yeah, I get what
you know what I mean. And people don't, and people may be, they may raise the eyebrow when I hear that. But we are more prejudiced. We have become more prejudiced against each other than white people. Black people are a lot of Black people are trying to move away. You hear the music, I want to get away from the hood. We try to move away as far as we can from Black folks. We dismissive. We look at each other and we judge each other.
Instantly.
Instantly. You understand what I'm saying? We have become extremely prejudiced towards each other. And the thing of the matter is, none of us have any room of error. No, nobody has any room to judge any other Black person. Okay,
man,
we got to be compassionate and we got to be understanding that this individual, only person I don't have compassion for is coons. I don't have any compassion for people who are treacherous and who intentionally try to harm other Black folks to get cookies and brownie points for people that of non-Blacks and non-Africans.
The definition of coon needs to be expanded. You ask me. Like if you selling heroin on the west side of Detroit, that's cooning.
Absolutely.
A lot of people would not agree with that. I've seen a lot of people like, well, they're trying to feed their family. No, they not, bro. You killing generations to do it. Then, like I'm not big on like okay, well, drug dealer X has now reformed himself, bro. You ruined a whole fucking city. I really don't want to hear about you reforming yourself, bro. I just don't. Like you didn't just ruin a city for your generation. You ruined generations worth of Black folks in a whole city. I can't make you a hero now.
I think it's different. I think it's different levels, and I think it's different degrees, like everything else. That level of cooning sometimes can be unintentional. It can be based upon you doing things based upon your circumstances and not understanding the severity because it's been normalized. But then there's certain levels of degrees of cooning where you intentionally and understand the degree of what you're doing and how treacherous it is, but yet and still you do it.
You do it anyway.
And those are the people that I have big issues with. And again, dope dealing, we glorify, it's glamorized, but it's nothing to glorify and glamorize. To your point, you are putting poison in the community and you're doing nothing but perpetuating the problems that we have in our community. Crack and drugs itself has destroyed so many Black families and Black communities. It's it's countless.
You remember what Detroit used to look like?
Yes, I do.
Well,
let me say this: I don't, because I was an '80s baby. So when I was born in 1982, when I was born, it still looked a lot better than it did now, tremendously. But I've heard stories that it even looked 20 times better. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, bro! You don't even know. Like, I'm like a decade older than you, so I remember like 7 Mile being the destination point for Black families. Like 7 Mile in Southfield, that was like you moved over there. You were doing something. That was the picturesque. Even the East Side, like the quote unquote bad parts of the East Side, people gave a shit.
That's right.
It wasn't internally bad per se. Even the neighborhoods that was beefing against each other, you wasn't shooting nobody mama and saying fuck it, just egregious shit. It had rules to the shit. You You know, even the yards look good. It didn't look at man. I'm telling you, it was going back now. It looks like man, a fucking bomb hit Detroit. It just literally does, man. It's the saddest shit that
It did. A bomb did hit it. It was a crack bomb. That's what hit the city of Detroit.
yeah.
Crack, which it hit in every major urban community. But I do have faith in black folks. I do see the talent. I do have faith in the young generation. I think if we can politicize and educate them, I think they can move in the right direction. A lot of the people in our generation and above, some of them are lost cause. They're too embedded in their ways and they're not going to change. Some of them
Yeah.
can, but far too many is embedded into the culture, embedded into this capitalistic society. I was telling another person, I said, man, listen, you got money, don't floss on people, inspire people. And floss is an extremely bad word that we need to take out of our language. Because when you floss on somebody, all you're doing is saying, I got something that you don't have. You're basically uh, showing, taunting poor people. You got something that they want, and you're flossing it in front of them. You know, that's the culture stunting, all of that. Why would you want to go around somebody who don't have nothing, and you want to go over there and show poor people what they got? Because you can't floss on me. If I got 100,000 and you got 100,000, and you're showing your 100,000, you can't floss on me because I have it. But if I only
Right.
got $10 in my pocket and you got 100,000, now you're flossing on me. And basically, you're saying that essentially that I got something that you don't have, and I'm better than you. That's what flossing and stunting is.
Yeah.
And that kind of mentality has to change. Instead of saying I'm going to inspire you, I got this 100,000. I'm gonna find a way, or I'm gonna try to inspire you and help you, so you can get your 100,000 as well. And that's the mentality that has to change in the community. I always say, man, our biggest fight is our mentality. If we can change
Mm-hmm.
our mentality, everything else will fall into play. People talking about, well, we need to go buy X, Y, and Z. We need to buy this store. We need to open up a business. You know, after protest, and listen here, you can open up businesses in the black community. That don't necessarily mean that things going to thrive and flourish
And
and
flourish.
do
Yeah.
successful. Because guess what?
They got
These
to get
people in this
support.
community, they got to get these people in this community right now. They are so worried that we're going to shut this liquor store down permanently, that they don't want that, because even though there's a market that's a couple of blocks down, they don't want to have to walk extra to that market. So they want to have this liquor store to continue to be up because it's in their comfort zone.
When
You
they
know what
should be
I'm
looking at
saying?
that as an opportunity to purchase that liquor store.
They should, but they don't want us to close it down. They want to look, and then we do have people in talks of purchasing the liquor store. We do have people that are in the talks of that. And you know, he's trying. He said he wants to sell it, but the problem with him is that, you know, he's trying to play us like some suckers, like they do with everything else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Overcharge.
Right.
And we like, nah, you're not gonna overcharge us for this. Then it ain't going down. So it's in the works right now. We trying to put that together. But he's playing games like he do with everything else. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? What's up, Sam? This Sam. We got my man Sam. Man, I'm on a podcast with My Skin Is My Skin. Peace, family. What's going
What's
on,
good,
man?
bro?
You all right? All
Oh no,
power
oh
to the
no
people.
doubt, man. What up,
For sure,
though?
for sure.
That's dope ass jacket, by the way, too.
Yeah, we.
I appreciate it, man.
So we.
Yeah.
My Skin, My Skin. My
Oh,
Skin Is
my
My
skin, my
Skin.
skin. Okay,
Yeah,
solid, solid.
yeah,
That's
solid. Yeah. So we you know, we always in the field, man. So yeah, good brother. But it's
No
real.
doubt, man.
It's deep, man. And this was one of the things that really shocked me. One of the deepest is that you had brothers that were standing around while this black woman was getting beat, so bloody pulp, right in front of their eyes, inside the liquor store. He dragged her from outside to inside the store, got on top of her,
Mm.
and beat on her,
Mm.
and left her there leaking in blood and crying.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
And you know,
That's deep, dog.
I was one of those people that just took the story at surface value and in my mind justified him beating on her because she spit on him. And until I talked to you, and now it's like, man, I feel so horrible that I fell into that same trap so easily.
So easily.
You
And the
know, because
thing of the
I've
matter
looked
is,
for the
man,
negative in her as opposed to looking for the humanity in her.
There you go. There you go. And like I said before, man, black folks, we are the most prejudiced towards each other. Because if we was not, there's no way the things that we see today would occur.
Facts.
Even just thinking about, when I used to be out there hustling, you would have cats on the block, man. They won't even allow you to open up shop on their street, right?
Right.
You have to go to war. You open up a weed house,
That's a
a
problem.
dope house, they ready
Fact.
to go to war, right?
Absolutely.
Well, you look on every corner, what do you see? You see a liquor store, you see a beauty supply, you see a cell phone. They got
They don't do
all
nothing about
kinds
that.
of businesses in your community. Who the real motherfucking gangsters? So you'll go to war with another black man over some goddamn trees or dope that what you taking penitentiary chances for. But here you got all these motherfucking legitimate businesses that's making millions of fucking dollars and trying to trick with your women and trying to and slapping your women, and you won't go to war with these motherfuckers.
And you're not even buying your dope from black people.
You're not even buying your dope from black people. You understand what I'm saying? So I always say it's our mentality that got to change. We can go and get a black president. They can get all these nice things. They can get everything. They can get all the motherfucking reparations, which we should do and which we are entitled to. We can do a lot of stuff, but if we don't politicize and change the mentality in the black community, it don't matter what the fuck you do for them. It don't matter what you do for us. It's gonna be done in vain because we are not mentally prepared. We're not mentally educated to actually operate the way we're supposed to. We got to get out of that slave mentality. We're still embedded in our prejudiced ways towards each other. It has not changed. And that's a harsh reality that a lot of us don't want to have a discussion about.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation and a half that you're right. Niggas don't want to have, bro. I ain't gonna hold you up too long, man. I know y'all got shit to do, bro. I wanted to make sure that we did our part, man, to kind of shed some light on what's going on, man. And plus, you family, bro. You already know.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm about to get out here, man. I appreciate the love, man, and make sure y'all always check this brother out, man. This brother always putting it down for the people, man. I really appreciate you, good brother. I'm about to go out here and piss off some coons and wake up some black minds. All right?
Salute, man. Black power. We
All
out.
right, black power. Peace and love, y'all.